Tonight on CTV News at 5, thousands of Ontario Public Service employees hit the picket line across the province, including hundreds here at Conestoga College. Plus, living the Canadian dream, a local man's journey from moving to the region and starting over to his award-winning business. And Dr. Nicola Mercer is here to talk about keeping healthy and safe as seasons switch to fall. CTV News at 5 starts right now. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Support staff at Conestoga College and all Ontario colleges are on the picket line today. The Ontario Public Service Employees Union says 10,000 full-time college support staff began strike action just after midnight when the union failed to reach an agreement with the College Employer Council. As CTV's Spencer Turcotte tells us, the union is seeking better wages, benefits, and job security.
Conestoga campuses and sites remain open and classes are expected to continue, but Grand River Transit says buses are not servicing the Doon campus or Cambridge's Fountain Street campus due to the labor action. Some labs and activities which support staff are involved in may be impacted. They include technicians and technologists, clerks, assistants, analysts, tutors, and facilities operators. The union, which also represents college faculty, says nearly 10,000 faculty and staff have either been laid off or are projected to lose their jobs amid hundreds of program cancellations and suspensions since last year. Colleges have been relying on tuition from international students for several years due to low levels of provincial government funding and a years-long tuition freeze. And since the federal government enacted a cap on international students, the struggles only mounted. Meanwhile, the College Employer Council has said the union's demands would expose colleges to more than $900 million in additional costs, although the union disputes this figure.
Nobody wants to strike. Nobody wants to be out here. It's like we're all struggling as it is. You know, we've had low increases on our wages throughout the years, while we have non-bargaining unit people that have received extremely high increases in their pays over the years.
Students with on-campus jobs will continue working during this strike, and at 6 we'll hear more from those representing the union and the Labor Council. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News Kitchener.
With rapid growth across the regions, findings from a community report shows residents are feeling a loss of self-belonging. Let's bring in CTV's Krista Simpson for a closer look at this and some of the other news we're following this hour. Good afternoon, Krista.
Good afternoon, Ashley. Well, this year's Vital Signs report was released Wednesday evening by the Waterloo Region Community Foundation. The findings show that the region experienced the highest rate of growth in a metropolitan area across the country, but according to this research, it's led to residents feeling disconnected from one another, and it's led to decreased satisfaction in life.
We have homelessness issues, we have food accessibility issues, we have mental health issues, we have drug addiction issues. There's a lot of the affordable housing issues. There's all kinds of things, big, heavy things we're trying to accomplish. But if we aren't connected with one another and we aren't connected with this place, it's going to be harder to feel like there's a reason to be caring about these bigger issues.
Coming up at 6, CTV's Karis Map will have more on the organization's push to establish more social infrastructure to build a stronger community. Also tonight, solemn ceremonies were held in the United States today on the 24th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. The names of nearly 3,000 victims, including 24 Canadians, were read aloud during a memorial service at the World Trade Center site in New York. There were similar commemorations at the Pentagon and near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, in tribute to the victims of Flight 93. People across the country are also marking the anniversary with service projects and charitable works as part of a National Day of Service. We will have these stories and more in the next hour. For now, Ashley, it is back to you.
All right, Krista, thank you for that. All right, Alex, it's a bit of a summer-like day today. I know we're still in summer, but it really felt like it for the first time in about a week or so.
Yeah, and especially if you stepped outside this afternoon in particular, I noticed just on a little bit of a break, it was hot. It was warm. Yes, we are still in summer. We do love it. And it was feeling like summer out there, too. We actually went a little bit higher than the expected high for today, which we'll get into in just a moment. But yeah, in terms of conditions for us tonight, not too bad when we look at our satellite and radar map. Just a little bit of cloud cover, but mainly clear conditions, not too much activity to report, and we love that, so not too bad there. Temperature-wise, 25 degrees here in Kitchener-Waterloo. Our expected high was 24, so we're actually going up. We're going to see what happens in the next hour or so, but at this point, this is our high for today. 25 also in London. If you are by the water, 20 it is in Goderich, so slightly cooler there. Also 20 degrees this hour in Wyerton. So yes, summer-like conditions, and we knew a little bit of a warm-up was going to be sticking with us as well. And as we take a live look from River's Edge Golf Club in the city of Kitchener, not a bad day to maybe get
looks like a perfect day to be on the links there.
Yeah, maybe a good excuse for 18 holes today.
Yeah, maybe someone might have called in sick for an afternoon.
Sure, there's a few people out there.
Thank you, Alex. And as we head into our first break, here's what you need to know. Help monarch butterflies on their journey and take part in the Monarch Tagging Weekend. Learn what you can do to support the species. There is something for the whole family. Check out the fun at the Cambridge Butterfly Conservatory. Tickets are online.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news.
As temperatures cool and we creep closer to the official start to fall, there are things people can do to help keep themselves safe and healthy throughout autumn. Joining us to talk about this is Chief Medical Officer of Health for Wellington, Dufferin, Guelph Public Health, Dr. Nicola Mercer. Thank you again for joining us, Dr. Mercer.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, let's start by talking about insects that are typically found throughout the summer, but it can also be a nuisance like ticks and mosquitoes that we should do to protect ourselves and our pets against these critters as temperatures get cooler.
Yeah, so as temperatures are cooler in September right now, and I'm sure you've all noticed it, there are more people outside, and that is fabulous. More people walking, more people biking, more people out with their dogs or pets. And so as we are outside more, we are also, I think we're kind of thinking, oh, maybe the insects have gone to sleep, it's a little bit cooler. That's not true. This is a prime time for ticks, especially adult ticks. The females are looking for what they call their next blood meal. They're looking to bite you to get blood so that they can lay their eggs to start the next cycle of ticks. Now, none of us want to get ticks. That sounds really creepy. So I just really encourage you, not just for yourself, but for your pets, you really have to do a tick check. So really be careful with long grass, in particular, piles of wood, leaf litter. If you're out walking with pets or your children, do a tick check. Make sure you check their hair, the back of the neck, back of the knees, all the creases. Ticks are common and we don't want to be bitten by them. Now, if you do find a tick, make sure that you remove it properly. You don't just want to brush it off, but just lift it up, and the mouth, which is holding onto the skin, will gradually loosen and you'll be able to lift the tick off whole. The next thing you might want to wonder about is mosquitoes. So mosquitoes can carry diseases. You've probably heard on the news that we've had some different diseases than we're used to hearing. Triple E or EEE has been out there, as well as West Nile. We've had humans being test positive for West Nile. So it's important, even during this cooler weather, to just wear insect repellent. It protects you from ticks, and it also helps protect you from mosquito bites.
Very good advice indeed. And now, of course, that evenings are getting cooler and cooler. Some people might be trying to turn on their furnace or heaters for the first time this season. What are some things to consider for safety around your home?
Now, this is a really important topic because every year, sadly, and tragically, we often have people who don't do this early enough or who have an incident with their furnace and they end up with carbon monoxide poisoning, which is a very silent killer. So what I would encourage people to do is to check your furnace, do a test run. I know it might be a warm day, but just check your furnace prior to needing it in the cold weather. This is a really good time to do that. Do a dry run. Make sure sure you turn it on, check that it's working. Make sure you have working carbon monoxide detectors in your house. This is really, really important. It can really save your life if your furnace malfunctions. And also, if you check your furnace right now and it is not working, you have enough time to get it fixed before the really cold weather arrives.
Now, of course, lastly, with kids heading back to school, there can also be an uptick in the cold and flu cases that we see. What should we do to keep ourselves and our loved ones protected?
Yeah, great question. So this is not surprising. We see it every year. Children who go back to school often are coming into contact with other children. And so this is the time when viruses, in particular, the cold virus, begins to spread. So if your child is ill, please do not send them to school. Keep them home. They will recover faster. Encourage your child to wash their hands before they eat. Hand washing is a really important and easy thing to do to keep your hands clean and to keep both you and your child healthy. And of course, I'm going to say it again, if you haven't got your vaccine records up to date, it's a really good time to check both you and your child's vaccines. Make sure that you've had all those shots that are going to keep you healthy.
A very important reminder. Thank you for being here today, Dr. Mercer.
And thank you for having me.
And here's what you need to know. Check out the Illustrator Bazaar on Saturday from 11 to 5 p.m. Head to Gaukel Block to celebrate art, creativity, and connection, bringing together the largest collection of artists from across the region. Stay with us.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Alex is back for your full weather forecast, and of course it is an absolutely beautiful day out there, and I think a lot of people at home, and myself included, want to know, will we see this through the weekend?
Yeah, so definitely in terms of warmer weather, compared to what we saw even over the last couple of weeks, or even last weekend when it was quite chilly and definitely felt more fall-like, we're definitely in more of a seasonal territory where we should be, because yes, it is still summer, so we are still enjoying the warmer weather before another cool down could be on the way. So taking a live look from River's Edge Golf Course, this is along the Grand River in Kitchener. A beautiful, beautiful day, maybe to get to hit the links there. 9 holes, 18. Maybe you want to spend a full day out on the course. I know, Ashley, you were joking a little bit before. Maybe a couple people weren't feeling too well.
I mean, it would be a good day for it.
Yeah, it would be a nice day to get outside. But look, nice, mainly clear sky, blue sky, and that sun we can see still shining out there this hour. So we've been really lucky in terms of enjoying a lot of that sunshine this week. Mainly clear sky. We haven't had too much active weather at all, really. But as we look ahead to the weekend, that potentially could change, especially for your Saturday. But the good news, a little bit of more sunshine is expected to make a return. So getting into the rest of the afternoon, we could see just a little bit of cloud cover start to build up, but then it should clear up, even getting into your overnight hours. Again, potentially we could see a little bit of cloud cover roll in, but getting into your Friday, conditions overall looking pretty good. It's not until Saturday, as we can see, a little bit of some scattered shower activity possible for us here in Waterloo Region. At this point, we are seeing about a 60% chance when it comes to wet weather. Once that system, though, does pass, we should be in for some nice sunshine when we look ahead to your Sunday. So temperature-wise, our expected high for today was 24. We surpassed that. We're sitting at 25 degrees right now here in Kitchener-Waterloo, so that is considered our daytime high for today. Slightly cooler, though, by the water. If you are in Goderich, it was about 20 degrees maybe 10 minutes ago. We're starting to drop now, sitting at 19. 25 in London and Hamilton this evening as well. So normal for this time of year, 21 degrees, so we are just a little bit warmer. And if you had a chance to step outside this afternoon, you would have definitely felt the heat out there. Record high 33, that was set back in 1931, and it was just 1 degree. That was our overnight record low, set back in 1917. In terms of overnight lows, we are definitely back into the seasonal territory. Looking at last week, even earlier in the week when we saw an overnight low of 4, we're getting to where we should be. So 10 degrees for us overnight. That sun now rising just before 7 o'clock in the morning. And sad to say, it is setting at 7:40 p.m. So over the next few days, even looking to next week, that's when we should get into that 7:30 territory or so. So partly cloudy conditions, but expected to clear near midnight, so not too much activity in terms of getting into your overnight hours. And then tomorrow, 25 degrees is our expected high, sunny sky. We could see a little bit of increasing cloud as we get into the afternoon, so after 12 o'clock or so, that could start to build up, but that UV index still considered to be high at about a 6 for us tomorrow. So then over the next several days, mainly sunny sky in store for your Friday, like we saw a little bit before. Another warm day, 26 degrees is our expected high. And then this is what we're seeing Saturday at this point. 60% chance for showers. We could see a little bit more of that cloud cover building up, but potentially could be more of scattered shower activity. High of 24, and then that sun expected to make a return for your Sunday with a high of 25 degrees.
All right, let's take a look at what's trending. Alex, DC fans are getting a few more hints about what to expect in the next Superman movie.
No matter what you do to me, Luther, your plans won't work.
The new Superman franchise launched in July, and last week the team confirmed the sequel, Superman Man of Tomorrow, will be in theaters in July of 2027.
Director and writer James Gunn now tells Howard Stern that the plot will see Superman and Lex Luthor working together to fight an even bigger threat. He also revealed filming will start in April. Are you a big superhero movie franchise gal?
I enjoy some of them. I don't know, big fan, you know.
Yeah. It's a bit of entertainment,
It's okay.
though.
Entertainment.
Well, fans of the Montreal Expos were promised big news by a social media account linked to the former team. It turned out to be a new documentary coming to Netflix.
3-2 pitch, a ground ball towards the second baseman, the throw to first, and the Expos are history.
The Expos called Montreal home for 35 years. Now the documentary, Who Killed the Montreal Expos, will look at the team's rise and fall and the heartbreak that remains for die-hard fans. It starts streaming on October 21st, and I'm sure that'll be a popular one.
That looks like a good one. I'm looking forward to that one for sure. Okay, and Spotify is finally launching a high-quality audio.
The music streamer is rolling it out in about 50 countries around the world over the next 2 months. Premium members will get access to the high-definition CD quality streaming sound. More than 100 million songs will be available. Rivals Apple Music and Amazon have had this feature since they launched.
Okay, and as we head into our next break, here's what you need to know. All aboard the Flavor Journey South Asian Spice Line. The deadline is today to get your tickets to go with the Waterloo Central Railway. Experience the rich, vibrant taste of South Asia while rolling through the countryside. Lounge car single-seat tickets are $125. In tonight's Digital Dive, learning more about seasonal changes. Why do leaves change in the fall? An ecologist from the city of Kitchener explains how and why leaves go from green to red, orange, and yellow. Check it out online. Just scan the QR code on the bottom corner of your screen or go to ctvnewskitchener.ca. Looking at our final 5 stories we're following today. It's now official. Prime Minister Mark Carney has unveiled the first phase of the much-anticipated nation-building projects in the wake of the U.S. tariffs. Carney confirming a liquefied natural gas expansion in BC is among the ventures on the list.
This will directly help transform our country into an energy superpower. This project will double LNG Canada's production capacity and make it the second largest liquefied natural gas facility of its kind in the world. It will diversify our trading partners, help meet global demand for secure, low-carbon energy, and support tens of thousands of new high-paying careers.
And here are the other 4 projects: the Darlington New Nuclear Project in Clarington, Ontario, the Terminal Container Project in Quebec, the Copper Mine Project in East Central Saskatchewan, and the Red Chris Mine expansion in Northwest BC. The province is launching a series of career fairs to attract more youth and job seekers to the skilled trades. The Level Up initiative features multi-day events, open house sessions, and more than 200 exhibits showcasing dozens of career paths in the trades. This year, there will be 29 job fairs in 12 communities, with more than 50,000 people expected to attend.
We, for a long time, have been told that, there's only one path, and that's through either university, college, etc. And we as a government have tackled that stigma and have said you can go to a community college and get a rewarding career in the trades. You can join a union training hall, get a rewarding career in the trades. And we need these skill sets. AI is not going to affect your plumber, your pipe fitter, your steam fitter. We need these people. We have a new nuclear commitment. We're one of the few countries on planet Earth that are thinking ambitiously to build new nuclear. Well, it's going to take a lot of carpenters. It's going to take a lot of steam fitters, pipe fitters, a tremendous amount of laborers to get that done.
Grades 7 to 12 students interested in attending the career fairs are encouraged to contact their school board's Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program recruiter, a teacher or school guidance counselor to register. You can visit levelupontario.ca for a list of locations. The Canadian Institute for Health Information says emergency department visits for pneumonia doubled last fall over the previous year. Young people between 5 and 19 years old were the hardest hit. Experts say the numbers likely reflect an influx of patients with atypical pneumonia known as walking pneumonia. During last year's respiratory illness season, it usually causes milder symptoms than other types of pneumonia. It's unclear if walking pneumonia will make a significant reappearance this fall. A local car dealership, Most Wanted Cars, has reason to celebrate. The family-owned dealership started in Kitchener and recently opened a new Guelph location. The owner immigrated from India in the 80s with a big dream and now is getting the recognition he always wanted, being named as Canada's top-rated used car dealership this year and the top one in Ontario by Dealer Rated and other prestigious awards, Auto Trader's Best Price Dealer in 2025.
Car business changes every single day, and so does our strategy. Our strategy has been selling cars at one of the lowest price, keeping a very small markups, and giving the best customer experience to the customers. We treat them like a family. That's what makes us different than most other car dealerships.
Heather Centerin will have more on his success coming up at 6. A zoo in Germany has welcomed a new arrival. This giant anteater cub made its public debut today. It was born on August 28th, and its sex has not been determined. Giant anteaters are an endangered species. No name has been released for this little fella, but, Ashley's always a good one, so you never know. All right, that's our time. Thanks for watching.